What's the worst thing an American president has ever done? Andrew Jackson Trail of Tears. Case closed. Andrew Johnson's undermining post-Civil War Reconstruction has caused cumulative and enduring damage to the United States. Measured in terms of the immensity and duration of harm, he is the worst not just by miles, but by galaxies. This didn't affect a whole group of people or the country, but what Grover Cleveland did was especially vile. He raped and impregnated Maria Halpin. In the course of denying and covering it up, he had the child put into an orphanage and had his mother sent away and locked up in an insane asylum. On a personal level, Grover Cleveland groomed his wife from infancy. He met her when she was a literal baby, bought her baby gifts through her childhood, and when her father died, she was 11, Cleveland became her formal guardian. The girl's mother actually thought that Cleveland was courting her as an eligible widow, but that notion was quickly dissuaded when Cleveland's attentions were almost entirely directed at her daughter. They were married 10 years later, when he was 49 and she was 21. Using chemicals like Agent Orange in Vietnam was really horrendous. IIRC Andrew Jackson killed a lot of Indians. Like, a lot. Iran-Contra was a pretty big deal. For those who don't know, his administration sold arms to Iran to fund the Contras in Nicaragua. The idea was that Congress couldn't stop him, because the funds were never in their control to begin with. He sold the arms to our enemies, then gave the money to a very violent rebel group with the aim of overthrowing the socialist Nicaraguan government. Also, his lack of response to the AIDS crisis was particularly bad. He basically didn't do anything to stop it. Richard Nixon declared war on drugs to lock up hippies and blacks. It stuck. We are now the #1 incarceration nation in the world. Thanks, Dick. Obama wore a tan suit. None of these response chains are incorrect. But William McKinley isn't getting enough credit for invading the Philippines and going to war with Spain because God told him to. Probably that Native American ethnic cleansing Andrew Jackson did. One of the worst things many people would point to is when President Andrew Jackson signed the Indian Removal Act in 1830, leading to the forced relocation of thousands of Native Americans on the Trail of Tears. It's a dark chapter in U.S. history, causing immense suffering and loss of life, and it's something that still resonates deeply today as a huge injustice. President John Tyler literally ran for office and was elected to the Confederate Congress after he left the office of U.S. President. Well, I guess it took until the 16th president to put an end to slavery, so what the fuck were the first 15 doing? Trail of Tears.